For your sanctification or for you to sanctify? How do you translate that? It's actually the same thing. It's both. You're not supposed to say either or. You're supposed to see it as you sanctify it, you are sanctified. As you forgive others, you are forgiven. It's one and the same kind of thing. This is a neat kind of Hebraism that, you know, which makes translating the Ten Commandments a very difficult thing, because it has those turning points. For your sanctification or for you to sanctify. What is that? It's both. Neat. There is the dot. It's backed. You can feel it with your finger. It's harder to see than feel, but it's definitely there. The dot's there. So if you just saw an image of this, you might think you missed the dot that you see so clearly here. You might think you didn't make it very good there. It's definitely there, though. It's definitely there. Everywhere at an end and the beginning of another commandment, you see there. The end of a commandment. It's there. You feel it. La, there's another. You know, so everywhere there's an end to one, you have that little nook. La. Little nook. La. Sometimes it's very apparent. You can really see the dot. But up here, at the very top, you see that they're intended as periods. So here's the cool thing. That wouldn't have happened. That normally would not have happened. That you'd have a period out here. Normally you would never see that.
Yeah.
Except that he made a mistake here. So that dot right there should have been here. You see? Like it goes from that commandment to the diacritic mark. Let's see this commandment. The dot. And then this commandment.
Yeah.
But because of that error, the dot was already placed here, separating these two. But here's an end that you've got to also say, stop. That's the dot.
Yeah.
The dot isn't a start point. It is an end point. That is definitely established here. Normally you wouldn't see it. This one seems to have one too. It's the very end of it. And it seems to have one. But I'm wondering if somebody didn't try to make that, because it doesn't feel like the other ones. This one feels like somebody came through and scratched it. Somebody came through and scratched to make it more apparent in the process of exposing the inscription and trying to get it photographically. Somebody's come through here and tried to run something to make the letters stand out. And they did a pretty good job of staying within the lines and not messing up the original writing. But it looks like they came to the end here and expected there to be a dot that wasn't there. Because that's really the not like the others that are very definitely there. You can really feel the divot for them. I mean, you can even see the marks when he's using a chisel and he's having to kind of asterisk to get the effect of that dot. He's really having to bang out, and he gets the starring kind of effect. And they're all very definitely big and starred out. Not this one. This one looks like somebody just took something and turned it. Like, you know, take something and just twist it. But it is interesting that that's not really so erroneous, because it is at the end that is supposed to be. At the end of a sentence is the dot. But unless you're separating words, it's not necessary. You don't just put a dot there just for the sake of always every statement has a dot at the end. It's a separation. In Paleo-Hebrew, it was always a separation. And they wondered, where does it stop? Do all words have to be separated by dots? So sometimes you'll find people that put a dot between every single word. So that you know how to separate the words, the right dividing of words. Because otherwise it's just a flow of letters. So you'll find some Paleo-Hebrew that has the dot in between every letter. And that did exist. That's legit too. But to have it flying out here on the end is not necessary
Mhm.
and illegit.